What's up? I'm Ayah The Light, and I'm rocking with For Artists by Artists. I'm from the DMV area. I grew up in DC and Maryland, moving back and forth. The people, most definitely the food. You know, they have like the carry out at the DMV, get you some mumbo sauce. At every corner, there's a Chinese spot where you can get you some good food. But definitely not the people for sure. It's just a lot more positive energy down south, especially because of the nature and just everything not being so crowded. So definitely the culture. So growing up in DC, it definitely was more like surviving more than living. It wasn't that bad, but it was a lot. Like, you can go outside and see people like get shot or people fighting or just some crazy low vibrational stuff. But when I moved to Charlotte, it was a lot more peaceful for sure. That's interesting because I actually make whatever I feel. So I wouldn't actually like put a genre in my music. If I was to categorize my music, I would say more of like soul music, R&B music, and like alternative music for sure. So when I was growing up, the way I expressed myself was always through poems and just writing. I've always loved writing. When I was getting older, when I was around 14, I had a brother who always made music, and he inspired me to create music today. I actually started dropping music when I was about 16 years old, and I used to do like different talent shows. I've always been into performing arts. I definitely got into music when I was young by just like writing and making poems and just creating. Yeah, so Espy is a nonprofit organization called Students for Education Reform, and our objective in Espy was to help low-income schools find better teachers and just better education. So we used to go in low-income areas and neighborhoods, and we would canvass, speak at school board meetings, and just talk to the community about bringing better teachers that care more about these students so they can have a better education. Yeah, for sure. The only reason why I do music is to literally inspire my community and heal my community. So I think me doing music alone is a form of activism, for sure. So first, my name was Lady T, and after I had my spiritual awakening, I became Ayah The Light. Ayah is actually the ending of my real name, which is Tamaya, and it actually means a gift from God. But when I had my spiritual awakening, I felt like I was here just to remind people who we really are and how we really are light beings and how we really are here to inspire each other and realize that we're all one. So that's why I chose the name Ayah The Light, because it means to inspire others that we are the light. Yeah, so by me becoming Ayah The Light, it was more of me becoming my true essence in a way, me becoming who I really am in the inside. Lady T was more of what I think she was just trying to conform to what she was used to, like the people around her. But Ayah The Light is more true to herself and her true essence, and she's more making an impact from the inside out than letting the outside in affect her. So when I was creating the Stay Free EP, I was going through a transformation, like a metamorphosis. Like, it was like I was transforming to this new being, and I created these songs based off all the things that I was attached to. And I named the EP Stay Free because I had to remind myself that I am free from all of these things. Like, none of these things or these people or these places really belong to me. I'm just here, you know? So when I made the EP, it was reminding myself, telling my part of the story that I'm free from all of these things and I'm not gonna no longer let it hold me down, you know? I think a lot of people definitely at first was kind of shocked because they wasn't really used to me creating that type of music, and it definitely shocked them. But I think it definitely left an impact on a lot of people because it opened a part of their mind that they're not used to, you know? Like a lot of artists, well, a lot of mainstream artists aren't really talking about real things like, you know, about life, about transforming and going through relationships, or just becoming your true self. So I think that shocked a lot of people, but at the end of the day, I think it opened a part of their mind where they can start to think about these different things spiritually. So when I wrote Good Vibes, I had a lot of people around me that was constantly casting bad vibes on me. And you know, the more you cast light into the darkness, the more the darkness is gonna fight back. So me creating the Good Vibes song was kind of like a protection song, you know, like, and not even just a protection song, but letting people know what I'm about. Because you may hear a bunch of things, you know, see a bunch of things that may not be true. So it was kind of like me protecting myself and letting people know that it's okay to be positive, you know, like it's okay to have good vibes and be used to positive things. A lot of people aren't used to positive things. We're used to being negative, but it's okay to be in a good vibe. And that was my reason for making that song. I like to be vulnerable when it comes to my music, to remind people that it's okay to be vulnerable. I was so used to being closed in, but I'm like, me being closed is not really gonna help people relate to me. And the more I tap into my emotions, the more I can connect with the other person, you know? So with me being vulnerable, it's just me using my emotions to connect to another person, because I know that we all are connected. So I feel like I can best share my messages by being vulnerable, for sure. I feel like as far as your sexuality, that's a way to capture people's attention. For me, I personally don't use my sexuality because I'm very intentional about my audience and who I want to attract. And I think as far as like that, if it's totally up to the artist, like it all depends on who you want to attract as far as if you should use your sexuality or not. So that's definitely what I think. Yeah, so I'm actually going to be dropping some new singles soon. I actually have a music video to Good Vibes that's coming out this upcoming month, so stay tuned for that. But I'm definitely going to be dropping singles these upcoming months, so definitely look out for that for sure. Yeah, so my intention for this year is just to find people who want to hear my message, and just to believe in myself, really. Believe in myself and find the people that want to hear me, so, or who can relate to me for sure. I want to give a shout out to anybody who's doing their thing. Keep doing your thing and keep believing in yourself and don't stop. You're going to find the right people always. And on my platforms is Ayah The Light. Make sure you go follow me, and you rocking with 4 artists by artists.